IVM.
Hi, everybody. Just wanted to ask everyone for a quick favor. We're running a brand survey right now and would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think about the advertising on IVM. Go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and do let us know. As part of this, we'll be selecting 10 random participants and sending them some IVM swag, so do fill out those surveys.
Hello, welcome to Football Portal. My name is Saru and I have Yash with me. Yash, what's up?
Hey man,
We are two
all
people
good.
who have not seen any of international football, and it was our good fortune that we were on Cyrus Says podcast over the weekend. And Cyrus mentioned one thing, Yash, that we are
Yes.
very mean people.
So as I mentioned on the podcast, Cyrus does not watch a lot of football content online, so he is not aware of our friends like Troops or general AFTV crowd or Goldbridge to
Yes.
know how aggressive and opinionated online content is in football.
So, irrespective of that, why don't, in your opinions, why don't you try being nice to people and just expand on the positive aspects of things,
Sure.
and let's see how that works out, right?
All right.
Uh, we did not watch much of international football, so but there are two, three things which have caught my attention.
Yep.
The first thing is our dear friend and a Yash lookalike, Harry Maguire, scoring a killer goal against Albania, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
and then cupping his ears, trying to tell the crowd, like, I don't know what was he saying, that look who's the boss now or whatever. And
It
that
was to the critics. It was to the critics, like, oh, I can't hear you or whatever.
oh, like John Cena, you can't see me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that obviously has taken all sorts of pundits from left, right, center to like massive reactions and how Harry Maguire is embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so the question is, was it embarrassing? Like, what was he trying? What was he trying to say? It was against Albania. Come on, man! Like, there has to be
Yeah,
something.
but it was the opening goal. It was probably the goal that finally took England to the World Cup or whatever.
Wow,
And
is this the new charitable Yash?
yeah, I'm trying to. I'm so Mika Richards had an interesting tweet about it. Like, what has football come to? You can't even score a goal for your country and celebrate it. So yeah, so partially I agree with him. I know that Albania isn't the best opposition, but if you're having a horrendous season that Harry Maguire is having, and then you suddenly find yourself doing something positive at the global stage, you'll obviously celebrate.
How have the general Manchester United fans taken to it? I guess they are the ones with the most issues with that celebration.
I don't know. It's divided opinions. It's divided opinions from people calling it absolutely embarrassing to people completely ignoring it. That's the spectrum.
Yeah, ignore it, man. Come on, he scored a
Yeah.
goal. Give the poor guy a break. Like, what's
Uh,
going? He's had a tough time, and Harry Maguire has actually regressed this season for whatever reason.
yeah.
And if that goal is like start of some sort of confidence building, yeah, give him a break. Come on.
But this happened last season. If you remember, he had that altercation with the Greek police, and he had a pretty bad start to the season, and then he scored a goal against Newcastle, which turned his season around. And Newcastle are as bad, or were as bad as Albania are.
Yes.
Now we are much better, obviously.
Choose your words carefully.
Yes.
All right. One more thing regarding the England game before we move to the other important things is that they obviously played San Marino and they took them to cleaners. And then this started a whole debate on how there should be a pre qualifier and all of that nonsense. Like,
Yeah.
we sitting in India, obviously, at least I feel that's such a stupid thing to say because this is a qualifier. And if San Marino doesn't get an opportunity to play like bigger countries, like it's a matter of pride, right? I remember we did an episode of Mourinho going to Marine when Spurs went to Marine, and yeah, they knew they were going to lose, but it is a big thing. You're playing one of the biggest nations. You're very happy about it. So what is this whole hullabaloo about pre-qualifiers? Like, can't journalists ever be happy?
No, but see, we picked England versus San Marino as one of the games to look out for. And
Yeah,
it did
but
not disappoint. It turned up 10-0. Uh, I mean, I don't think it's as clear cut as that. The UEFA have tried to sort of make it an even playing ground by including all the teams into the league system. But then again, they have come up with an unbalanced league. Like some groups have 5 teams, some groups have 6 teams. Obviously, that's not a level playing field. For I mean, people can complain that why do we have groups with different number of teams? I think they should simply have a common number in their groups. It should be either 5, 6, whatever they can choose. And I think there should be a pre-qualifier for teams like San Marino and
Come on, why? I
because
mean, look, we've seen this in cricket as well, and I actually felt so sad that people like Oman and everyone who like played out of their skin, out of their depth to reach a World Cup, and they played in a some sort of a pre-qualified tournament for the T20 World Cup, which people were not bothered about, which is kind of disrespectful, right?
no, but I mean, again, come on, sir. What is the point? If you have you looked at the scores that San Marino has raked up, they've I think conceded some insane number. I think more than 100 goals they've conceded in this tournament. So what's the point? And San Marino is like a couple of streets somewhere in the Alps, Italian Alps, or I don't know. I mean, these European micro nations, if they they can't. I mean, it's a spoiler in the groups, is what I feel. If they play against each other and prove to be the best amongst these smaller micro nations, and then they sort of make it to the qualifiers, then it's different.
The only thing I would say is
Because again, where did Marino go? Marine. But see that was a League Cup or an FA Cup game. That's a one-off.
yeah.
Here they played some 8 or 10 games where they lost 10-0 each time. So I don't think it does nothing for the confidence of the national team either. They're much better at playing, I don't know, friendlies against other teams.
The only answer I would give to that, or in reply, is a country called North Macedonia, and they got one player of quality in their life, who is Goran Pandev, and that started the North Macedonian Revolution, and they played the Euros. So you can't write off San Marino. All it takes is one Neymar to come from those 3 streets to change the fortunes of that country.
But North Macedonia was called a former Yugoslav republic. Yugoslav have a proud tradition in football, and it's a big country. You can't compare that to like these micronations. I mean, you can spot North Macedonia on the map. It may be called North, but they're forced to do it by Greece. Otherwise, they're a chunky country.
Yeah, okay. Let me play this hypothetical bullshit argument a little forward. By chance, India qualifies for the World Cup, and they're pitted in a group with Germany, Brazil, and just for like Taduj Baru's sake, Nigeria, right? And then India gets whooped.
Yeah.
By all these. We are very happy that India has gone to the World Cup. But the entire world will say, why are we even allowing these nations?
See, that pain will end in a month for the rest of the world. These qualifiers take place over 2 years. There are 10 matches instead of the 3 or 4 that they'll play at a tournament. So it's a general waste of time, is what I feel.
Man, I don't know. I didn't take for you to be like, let people be happy getting whooped by bigger nations to like you being against it.
No, but it just, there are way too many arguments against this, because otherwise I would have been happy with there being a level playing field. But I mean, Europe are accommodating them by just changing their group structures.
Right.
I mean, eventually, see now what's going to happen. There are 12 teams from Europe have qualified for the World Cup. There are 3 more spots for Europe. Now there's a straight knockout, like 2 rounds of straight knockout, in which the teams that have finished second and a couple of more teams from the European Nations League are going to play that knockout system. So instead of making these teams play these knockout games, having a couple of knockout games and knocking out maybe 3 or 4 weaker teams who are going to lose 10-0 anyway before the qualifiers start makes more sense to me.
Man. Anyway, but one thing is not in doubt, that Portugal and Italy, they are screwed.
Yeah, this is the worst case scenario. I was looking at what the silver lining is, but I mean, North Korea has this system called the Hex, where they play a league again after a league. But here it's straight knockout. It's 2-legged straight knockout. It's basically like a Champions League semi-final, quarterfinal, and a semi-final, and anything can happen. If you look at the teams below, whether they are Austria or North Macedonia, since you mentioned them, they can easily spring a surprise.
Yeah. So I was looking at who, like, we are bothered about the bigger nations, which is Cristiano Ronaldo's country and Italy. right?
Yes.
So obviously both of them like screwed up so much in the group stage that it's come to this.
Yes.
But dude, they are playing in a pot, or they can be pitted against, I don't know, Sweden, Wales.
No. Sweden and Wales are also seeded. So they can play Turkey, Poland, North Macedonia, Ukraine, and Austria and Czech Republic.
Who is tough? Everything is tough in this. It's not
Yeah.
easy.
None of these games are easy. None of these games are easy. So they're going to go through 2 rounds of these. They should ideally win, given that they have the stars and good managers or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's come down to this.
George Jesus was a good assistant manager under Cristiano Ronaldo. On his own, I don't think he is very good. And I'm so happy with that result because my man, the guy I like, Mitrovic,
Mitro.
he fucking screwed them over. And oh, Cristiano's anger, and that was just such a beautiful scene. But what I hear you that you think that they should go through, but think of something like Poland versus Italy, and Lewandowski decides to just turn up.
Yeah.
And we are not going to see Italian team who provided so much joy in Euros again then.
Yeah, but they recently missed out. 2018, I think they weren't at the World Cup event, right?
No.
Yeah, so back-to-back World Cups, it'll be monumental.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, this Portugal team missing out after they have. There are so many great Premier League players. It'll be heartbreaking that way. I mean, it'll be as bad as Netherlands to 2002
or 2018.
No, but Netherlands 2018 wasn't all that great.
No, but Gigi Wijnaldum revived them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So when are these qualifiers? March.
Yes, there's a draw on 26th of this month, and then we'll figure out who's house screwed. In the next international break will be the draws.
How many teams to go through from this? Three.
So 12 teams are there. 1 round, 6 get knocked out, 6 go through. They play another round of knockouts, and 3 go through.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a straight knockout, and whoever wins goes through.
No, only 3 spots for Europe left.
Okay, I want Italy, Portugal, and Scotland to go through. Scotland has ex-Chelsea boy as a manager, and so Steve Clarke's team to go through. And Scots, Stevie Nicol on ESPN they were asking, like, what has changed in Scotland? He said earlier when we used to watch Scotland play, it was like, okay, when are they going to score against us, and when are we going to beat? But now we look at the games and we're like, you know what? If we like play decently well, we can probably like win.
Yeah, so they're a decent team. I mean, I would enjoy Scotland at the World Cup.
Yeah, they should come to the World Cup. Yeah. All right, let's get back to the Premier League. And the league, it resumes this weekend. We've had a nice break. What is going on? What has caught your eye before I unload a few questions?
Oh, so there are obviously, I mean, unless you're under a rock, there are so many rumors about Solskjaer getting the sack, who's going to replace him, whether it's going to be Zidane, can Zidane speak English? But given that Ole is the escapologist that we all know, I think this game against Watford is going to be the turning point.
Ole before the international break said that we have to unleash our animal spirit against Watford. So there's no hope in hell for Claudio Ranieri, and he might be the one who will get sacked and not Ole.
Yeah. So this is nicely set up for him because Watford aren't a great team, and in the following week he plays a very important game against Villarreal, which if he wins, he goes through the knockout stages of the Champions League. So if Ole wins these 2 games, I think he's safe until he gets knocked out of next year's Champions League mathematically.
But I don't know. All these rumors are just coming in through fans and everything. I don't think he's under any pressure, and he seems to be doing all right. If they had to sack him, they would have sacked him like that Farke guy at Norwich, right? After the final round of games.
Yeah. So you're saying even this Watford result isn't important? No. I think it's important because Watford isn't a great team, and so United have been badly beaten by teams that are decent, whether it's Leicester or I think Aston Villa, whatever. Watford it'll be rock bottom from a league point of view if Ole loses this match. So there'll be immense pressure on him.
Yeah. One thing he doesn't have to answer for is
Mhm.
why you're not playing Paul Pogba. He's escaped that question till
Yeah,
Jan.
yeah. Blessing in disguise for him.
Dude, you can't blame Pogba. Come
No,
on.
for Ole, it's a blessing in disguise. He doesn't have to come up with a formation to force fit him.
Yeah. I was reading this thing about Jadon Sancho. He wanted the number 7 shirt, but Cavani said, "Get out! I'm not giving any number 7 shirt." And then he got some other random jersey number. And then when Cristiano
Yeah.
was coming, Cavani like within like 1 minute said, "Ha ha! You take my number 7 shirt." So I read this on the Athletic.
Yeah,
I have not
okay.
read beyond it, but
I mean, come on. This is expected, right? This is how big fish eat small fish world that we live in. I don't think Jadon Sancho is big enough a fish to deal with Cavani.
yeah, but they spent 73 million on him, right?
Yeah, big deal. He's still senior, no? Senior batch se.
Oh, that way.
Yeah.
And we see Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard is now the manager of Aston Villa.
Yeah, we spoke about it last time. We all, both of us, want him to do well and eventually succeed. Plop.
Yeah, oh yeah, that we will, because I think in our hearts we know he's no Klopp. So, but that'll,
Yeah.
yeah. Who is this assistant manager? I don't,
God knows.
wait, there, some famous guy became his assistant manager. Let me Google this. Aston Villa assistant manager. Well, Google says Aston Villa assistant manager is also Steven Gerrard.
So the appointment probably hasn't been made yet. It'll be an interesting matchup against Brighton for him. The first game.
Yes, it will be. And Dean Smith has gone to Norwich. The man is.
Damn it! We all were waiting for Lampard to come there, but unfortunately.
Yeah, the question there is, Lampard, obviously, he's been scarred twice, right, with like a championship club and Chelsea. So is he being too picky and too choosy? And is he like now reached that sort of Trishanku level where, like, like, no, like he's.
But have I mean, do we know for sure that Lampard rejected Norwich and not the other way around?
Yes. He said he is not interested.
Fair enough.
So, but he has been turning jobs
Down.
like, so I don't know, like he's
But
obviously.
see, I think he's waiting for a second stint at Chelsea. I think like maybe
That's good.
he wants to be the next Gus Hiddink or whatever.
No, the second stint at Chelsea, if and when they fire Thomas Tuchel, is going to be John Terry.
Yeah, but the shelf life of a Chelsea manager is less, and Lampard is young, so I don't think Terry will last long either.
then they'll get back Lampard. Or then there'll be a Roma manager who will come again. I think
that is inevitable, dude. Like
I think Mourinho.
He was appointed in 2004, 2014, 2024. He is coming.
Yeah, I am just waiting for it. I think Mourinho will be appointed 2 times more at Chelsea. And as much as people like to say he's not built a culture at Chelsea and anything, this is the culture he's built at Chelsea. You either win or
what a joke, dude. That most of what the winning Chelsea culture was built by him. From 2004 to 2006 or whatever, 7, he was there. Yeah, that Chelsea carried on. I think even the Champions League, which they won in 2012, was a lot of groundwork was done by Mourinho.
Exactly, right? So like any modern Chelsea was built by Mourinho in terms of attitude, snarkiness, the fans being kind of like mean and all of that, right? So it is a reflection of the man.
I hope Cyrus never gets to meet Jose.
Dude, actually, this is one thing which I actually think Jose is a very, very nice chap to meet and to have. I think Pep Guardiola is the one who will have this airs of I am so great. You guys are all beneath me. I don't think Jose is that sort of a person. I genuinely believe he has.
Okay, let me rephrase. I hope he doesn't have to deal with him in the press conference.
No, who will talk? Like, will Cyrus talk? Jose talk?
I mean, if he found us mean.
Oh yeah, it's like damn, he's useless. So, and I think before we take a break, we should talk, and that is going to be my match of the week. But let's talk about a team, the team we support. We need to win now. I heard Amanda Stigley's interview after appointing Eddie Howe. She sounds very fine. She's like, yes, relegation is a real possibility. That is why we've hired Eddie Howe, because
Yeah.
he knows how to get things done,
Yeah.
and all of that is fine. But dude, they have to start
Yeah,
winning.
this I think this is already like a 6-pointer because we're playing a pretty weak team right now. Not a great team.
Yeah, so it is, and he has to start winning. You look at the table; it's actually quite scary in the sense that how the bottom three can drift away so fast, and it's
Yeah.
going to be. And I don't think
So
Norwich.
we need to pull Brentford down towards us right now. That's the thing which we have to look at in this game.
Yeah, beat all this very economical value for money clubs. Just make it a team. Make it a
Just
league.
mark Ivan Tony well and Canos and whoever.
I don't think it's that simple, but who cares? One thing in Eddie Howe's press conference was he had almost lost his voice already. Just 2 days of training.
That's a good sign. I think he's finally coaching lads, which
he must have
Arman Bruce was not.
He must have screamed at John Joe Shelby so much. Dude, just
keep the ball on the ground.
Oh God, let's take a break right now, and after the break, let's go. Yeah, like go swift through the results and see if you can come up with the player of the week, and then lend me also another player, so that we are all. Actually, I have my player of the week already, but you think about one, and then we'll talk about it. So stay tuned to Football Twaddle.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Agla Station Adulthood, Ritasha and Ayushi are in conversation with journalist Pallavi Iyer. They talk about her having lived in so many different cities, adulting through it all, and what motherhood means to her and how young folk can lead better lives and support the nation's progress. On Smarter with Sid, Siddharth asks if energy management is just a better way of time management. Tune in to find out if this is practical and possible. On Khel Niti, Rajiv Mishra, Ayaz Memon and Sabah Karim talk about Team India's elimination from the T20 World Cup, Pakistan's new team, and New Zealand stepping into the semi-finals. On Smile India, Shifa discusses a Kolkata-based NGO that's trying to help single-screen cinema survive. And on Hans Vani, hear the story, Mere Liye Ek Minute, and find out why a depressed man mourns his own death by observing silence for a whole minute. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And do follow us on YouTube. We have a number of different channels. You can find them on ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, where you'll be able to take a look at all of the channels we have. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Cred, Bank of Baroda, Quarter, CoinSwitch, Kuber, Slay Coffee, Intel, and Oxfam India. Thank you so much. You make this possible.
All right, welcome back to Football Twaddle. I have Yash with me, and while Yash is figuring out, without watching football, who his player of the week should be, I have mine, Alexander Mitrovic. And there's only one reason, because it gives me immense joy to see Cristiano like angry, frustrated, and screaming at all his teammates. And the guy who made it possible was Mitro. So, dude, that was such a huge goal for Serbia. So so he is my player of the week.
Dude, I think I have to choose between the two Harrys. One Harry because he's like scored an insane number of goals and very few in the. I think he's not scored in the Premier League, or has he? Has he scored one?
Who? Harry Kane.
Harry Kane.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe 1 or 2 in the league, but he has scored so many for England now.
Yeah, he's already got number 48 of 64 or something. Like he will break that record at some point.
Yeah, so I think joint between him and Harry Maguire.
4 more San Marino games, and he will he will kill all the records. So you're choosing Harry Kane over Harry Maguire?
Yeah, I guess so, because I mean, although Harry Maguire made all the news, I think in long-term history, all the goals that Harry Kane will score will count for his England all-time record.
Dude, people like you praise him now only to pull him down later in a few years, calling him a stat padder. I don't think you're being genuine, but whatever. All right, there are some very interesting games on the weekend. Why don't you pick your game to watch?
Oh, I'll pick Liverpool versus Arsenal. It's an old traditional big team game, and Arsenal are flying high. They're unbeaten for a long time, and people are already praising Arteta to the heavens. But
It was a slow start, but he's got this team moving.
yeah. But I mean, he's doing much better than I thought he would. I just wasn't too critical of him after losing the first 3 games. But I mean,
You went
the
too critical because, yes, you want, like, we want Ole to stay at Manchester United. You wanted Arteta to stay at Arsenal.
yeah. But yeah, but this is a big test because Liverpool themselves have not started as well as they would have wanted to. I mean, despite the 5-0 against United, they've drawn and lost a bunch of games, and they don't want to be adrift of the top of the table. So
They're
this is a quite a crucial game, a good test for Arsenal away from home.
they're only 4 points behind Chelsea. So what are you saying? They haven't
But it's
started
only
well?
11 games, man. I mean, if they keep dropping points, it'll soon be unsurmountable.
No, come on. My God, you are mean.
I'm not being like, what the hell?
Yeah, like you're saying that their start is not great. They're just 4 points off the leaders after 11 games. So it's been all right. It's been good.
Yeah, but they're fourth. It's not just Chelsea. It's Man City that are ahead of them, and Arsenal are on 20. If Arsenal win this game, they'll leapfrog them.
All right. Okay. It's time we spoke about West Ham. I mean, I don't think David Moyes is coming back to Manchester United. And we did touch upon it that Antonio is old and at some point it's just going to, like,
Right.
he's just going to fade away. But did you watch his goal against US?
No.
Dude, that guy is not slowing down despite what we say on Football Twaddle. And West Ham are on third and they are at 23 points and they're playing Wolves who are kind of struggling a bit. This could be the season where there is another top four finish by a non-top six team, if you could say, and that team could be West Ham.
Top 4 is a bit difficult for them, but yeah, I mean,
Why?
top 6 they'll
Why
manage.
Manchester United assume that they will do so and they'll finish fifth? Why can't West Ham with the current form finish in the top four?
No, but now that Conte is at Tottenham, even Tottenham are a decent chance to finish in the top 4.
Yeah, you think just banning Mayo is going to solve all the problems?
Yeah, absolutely. All those fatties will now start running.
Who is fat? Come on, yeah. You've
No
seen Tottenham. You've seen Tottenham enough. Who seems fat in that or not fit? What is? I don't know. This is like a very Conte PR machinery. Everywhere he's gone, always people have been fat, and he's changed like ketchup and mayo. I think he's like taken this part of the market and specialized in this. Anyway, so Tottenham are playing Leeds. This has to be an easy win for Spurs because Conte with his 3-5-2 and Leeds with like we'll keep midfield open and we'll see what we'll do. So yeah, I hope Tottenham have a shot. They haven't had a shot on target for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks now. If you add the international,
that's quite insane. That's quite insane if you have Harry Kane and Heung-min Son in your team. Like.
Exactly. I think Dele Alli, he's the guy. He will be revived again.
Oh, dude, Dele Alli is such a myth.
You think he's still a myth?
No, I mean, yeah, he is still. I mean, yeah, when he played well, I think it was that Leicester season, right? When Leicester City won.
Yeah.
That was a season. That's how long ago Dele Alli looked world class. He's been that emerging player ever since.
Yeah, I think he's Jesse Lingard's age now, which is like 21. So
if he's Jesse Lingard's age now, he was always Jesse Lingard's age. So yeah.
Yeah.
So when Jesse Lingard was actually young, he was young. So yeah, I mean.
All right. So your game to look forward to is obviously Liverpool Arsenal. What are your score predictions?
Oh, I think Liverpool are gonna show them their place. I think they're gonna win 3-1.
Wow. My game to see is Eddie Howe versus Brentford. A swashbuckling 1-0 victory for the Magpies. That's what we want. And we will remain 19th on the table even after that victory.
Yes. Toon Army, here we go.
Yeah, let us see why they would remain on 19th on table because Burnley is on 18th and Burnley, who is Burnley playing? Good, Burnley is playing Crystal Palace. Oh, they may lose. So
yeah, but not by 6 goals. So that will be tough.
But anyway, a victory is a victory for our Tyneside army.
Yes.
And so yeah, I think a 1-0 victory will do fine for Eddie Howe. It is written. It is written in the stars, as they would say. Manchester United, they're playing Watford. We've already spoken. There's a game, Leicester versus Chelsea. I don't think it is that exciting because Leicester are not having a very good season in particular. So, and who is Man City playing? Man City are playing Everton. And yeah, so basically, guys, they're like three
Couple
games.
of tricky games, but they're just that. They're tricky. They're not big challenges.
Yeah, there are only three games to watch this weekend. One is Liverpool Arsenal.
Yep.
One is Newcastle versus
Yes.
Brentford, and also Burnley versus Crystal Palace, only for Newcastle fans. And Manchester United, so everyone in the world talks about them. So, yeah, that's it. But I'm happy the league is back. Now there's no international break till Jan-Feb, right?
Yes. It's such a relief. This international break felt long.
Yeah, it did. I'm very happy. The league is back, and it's going to be a race to the finish now. Because I think by December we'll know if Ole is in the job, if Newcastle will be relegated, and that's the only.
All the important things will be resolved.
Yeah, and Chelsea are going to win, as I said on enough podcasts. I think it's their league to win. To make Thomas Tuchel the second greatest manager ever in Chelsea's history. Yeah, who is the second greatest manager in Chelsea's history? Is it Conte or is it Ancelotti? I would say Ancelotti. I don't even like Conte. So, yeah. All right. On that note, yes.
Yep.
I hear you have a party today.
Yes. A good time is what we look forward to.
And that is why I'm forced to record during working hours. So that
I'm sure you'll find enough time in your
All right, man. Take care.
All right.
And bye-bye, people.
Bye-bye.
Eventually, you'll see the end of your childhood,
Get accustomed to womanhood.
enjoy the experience of sisterhood,
Might get to wifehood
or not, choose motherhood,
or not. You'll learn to define your personhood.
earn a livelihood,
Change the neighborhood.
and get rid of the falsehood that life post-academia is easy.
So join me, Natasha,
And me, Ayushi,
on a journey from station starting point.
to station, what now?
Next station, Pudin station, and hopefully, Agla station, adulthood.
Fresh episodes out every Thursday.
Whether you're an established sports person or a budding one, or simply a sports enthusiast, join us, Tanvi and Shlok.
We are two passionate pro badminton players talking policy, mindset, and everything sport.
So tune in to The Millennial Athlete every Monday.
Only on the IVM Podcast Network.
Trust us, it's gonna be lit.